A man whose father was the pillar of the opera, the pillar of country music, I would say, with you, Ernest Tubb. And this man has followed in his father's footsteps. He's a tremendous writer. Got so many hit records to his credit. Let's give a great big welcome to Justin Tubb.
If you see me in some town, looking like all hope is gone, you see me sit for hours and you wonder what is wrong. Well, it hurts to talk about it, but my world just fell apart. I'm a walking, talking, crying, barely beating, broken heart. If you see the teardrops falling and the tremble in my hand, then you'll know that there's a story and nobody understands. It's a long and lonely story, but I'll try to make it short. I'm a walking, talking, crying, barely beating, broken heart. You may wonder how I got this way. Well, listen good. She just left me for another, thought she'd be the last to would. So I'm trying to forget her, looking for some place to start. I'm a walking, talking, crying, barely beating, broken heart. Well, you may wonder how I got this way. Well, listen good. She left me for another, thought she'd be the last to would. So I'm trying to forget her, looking for a place to start. I'm a walking, talking, crying, barely beating, broken heart. Yeah, I'm a walking, talking, crying, barely beating, broken heart. Thank you very much. Thank you. I want to say a big thank you to all of you nice people for coming out and supporting our Ernest Tubb Record Shop Fan Appreciation Day dinner. And we missed last year through no fault of our own. We couldn't get any artists. Everybody was working Branson that week, but we're not going to miss anymore because it's too much fun. And I want to thank all the artists for coming and taking part in this, and I hope everybody has had a big time. Let's give Miss Carol Lee Cooper a great big hand for the great job she has done running this thing tonight. She, of course, is our announcer on the Midnight Jamboree, and a big improvement over Al Winter and Dave Donahue, let me tell you. And I would like to ask you, if you would please, every bit of this is thanks to all the hard work by Mr. David McCormick. And give David a great big hand for putting this all together for you. This weekend, if I'm not mistaken, is the 49th anniversary of D-Day. And I had an uncle who was drafted into the Navy at the age of 36, I believe, something like that. And he was on a ship offshore of Italy and France on D-Day. I know I've heard him talk about it many times. It so happens he happens to be the only member of my father's family left. He will be 87 years old this coming August, and he and his wife, my dear Aunt Margie, who is 86, I think, 2 days ago was their 67th wedding anniversary, and they still live in Fort Worth, Texas. We're very excited about having a new Ernest Tubb Record Shop down in Fort Worth. It'll give me an excuse to go down and see them every now and then. But it should be open before Labor Day, just as soon as we can get it open. Here's a song I want to do for you that one of my Uncle C.R.'s sons wrote. Talmadge Tubb wrote this about 1965. And it's my favorite Ernest Tubb record, and it may be my favorite country song of all time, called Walks Across Texas. When we dance together, my world is the sky. It's a fairy tale that's come true. Bless your heart. Thank you. I want to thank you. I got a couple of things here I want to say. First of all, I want to thank Hawkshaw Hawkins Jr. for bringing back a lot of memories for me. Sounds an awful lot like his dad did many years ago, but while he was singing the song, I got to thinking about a little trip that I made. I went to Erie, Pennsylvania, somewhere around the 20th of February of 1963, and Hawk was on the show with us, and he flew in, and his record had already started to hit real big, and he couldn't remember the words, and I went out and held the lyrics up for him while he sang it on the show that night. And then he bummed a ride back to Nashville with me because he had flown into Erie, and I had my car, and we had a great time driving back to Nashville. Stopped in Cincinnati, and he said, "Hey, stop and let me call King and see how my record's doing." And he went in a payphone and called King Records and came back with a big grin on his face. He said, "Well, it's the biggest record I've ever had." And thank God he got to live long enough to know that. But it was a great trip, and I'll never forget it. Did Walk and Chalk and Crying, and I can never sing that song anymore without thinking about my buddy Roger Miller, who we lost a few months ago, and now Conway, and we're losing too many of them too soon and too early in their careers and lives. I'm very thankful. I don't know how many of you saw it, but on the Academy of Country Music Awards show, George Jones got up and let them know that we ain't dead yet. don't know how you doing it. I'm gonna quit there. I had some requests for this song. I also had some requests for the new version, which we just finished and did one time, I think, on the Midnight Show. Before I do it, I want to remind y'all, of course, we have a booth out at Fanfare. We're in basically the same location as we've been in the last 3 or 4 years. We're right next to the record shop booth. I'll have my fan club booth, and we're looking for y'all out there. We'll be there every day for 2 or 3 hours. We're going to be at the Opry booth on Wednesday. Tomorrow night now, we have a show we're doing out at the Jim Ed Brown Theater out past Opryland. This is for Playback Records, and me and Troubadour 2 will be there along with Ernie Ashworth and some other special guests, starting at 9:30 until 11:30 at the Jim Ed Brown Theater. So y'all come out and see us there. I will have my son Kerry with me tomorrow night on that show. And Chance Walker, I didn't know he was here, but if he's here, he's invited to come be with us on that show too. I want to do this song. I wrote this about 15 years ago, 16 years ago, something like that, and did it for First Generation Records. And like I say, I have a new version of it now. And if everything goes right, we're going to have it in a new release of that album. They're going to re-release the album on First Generation. And they're going to title it, What's Wrong with the Way We're Doing It Now. And it will be available on CD for the first time. But we're hoping to put the new version in it as a bonus if you buy the compact disc. And it should be out in about 6 or 8 weeks, something like that. So we just thought we'd pass that along to you. So for all of you that asked for it, here's the old version. What's wrong with the way we're doing it?